Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of This Is My Old Intro, but it weirdly works. As you can see, this is not my apartment in Arizona, and for those of you who have been watching me for a while, this is actually my old Michigan apartment. I'm back in Michigan for a little bit. Had to come here for a wedding, so I figured why not make a video while I was here. I have a couple things I want to talk about, and one of them is a movie that came out like 3 months ago, that I saw 3 months ago, and then just never made a video about. God, why? Am I even still a YouTuber? Can I even consider myself one? Well, apparently not, because I haven't posted a video in a month. I just kind of disappeared. Anyway, I'm talking about Thor 4 now. So, a lot of people didn't like Thor, Love and the Little Child. That's the name of it, Love and the Little Child. And I don't quite understand why. Like, okay, listen. Is it as good as Thor Ragnarok was? No, I don't think it was. But I don't think it's necessarily that bad. I think it's better than Thor 2. I recently also went back and watched the first Thor movie, which, by the way, isn't that bad. Better than I remember it being for some reason. But Thor 2 is still Thor 2. Ragnarok I thought was pretty good. Now, the one thing I will say is Thor 4 I don't think is as funny as Ragnarok was. I think the one thing that this one did better than Ragnarok, though, was that the villain, the gore, and, like, the more serious aspects of the movie, they didn't undercut with a joke all the time. Now, they did a little bit sometimes in a few parts, but it wasn't as bad as Ragnarok, where the entire, spoiler alert, the entire Thor's home world just explodes, and then Thor goes, oh. Yeah, like Green Goblin. So, yeah, they didn't quite go that far. They did go a little bit too far in certain places. Like, I'm pretty sure the movie must have been written in 2011 because there's a lot of screaming goats for some reason. Spoiler alerts, by the way, for the rest of this about Thor specifically. A lot of people were also surprised that they killed off Natalie Portman's character at the end of the movie, which I am less surprised at than most people were. Mostly just because Natalie Portman didn't really love to do them in the first place, and she, while is basically the same age as Chris Hemsworth is anyway, so I wasn't expecting them to replace Hemsworth's Thor with Natalie Portman, because she's not that much younger. In fact, I think they might be the same age, I really don't remember. I am surprised that they actually gave her cancer, though. I didn't think the MCU was going to do that. I'm surprised by that. I think her death was fitting for the movie, and I think my prediction, by the way, is that Thor's adoptive daughter, they're going to age up the next time we see her. There's going to be like a 10-year jump. They're going to recast the character, and I think she's going to become the new Thor if they go to replace Chris Hemsworth, because, you know, he's getting mid-30s, I think, now. Eventually, you know, you're going to have to think about replacing him like they did some of the other Avengers. So that is my official prediction on that. I thought the movie was fine overall. I don't think it was fantastic. I don't think it was bad. I think it might be the weakest of the Phase 4 movies that I've seen. I didn't watch Eternals because it's the Eternals, but I did watch Spider-Man, I did watch Shang-Chi, I did watch... no, Black Widow's worse. I forgot. I'm dying. I did forget about Black Widow, though. So, yeah. Black Widow was kind of boring. Speaking of Thor, though, it was also just recently revealed that Taika Waititi, or however the hell you said that director's name, has been fired, kind of. He's not returning for Thor 5. Which also means there's a chance Chris Hemsworth doesn't come back for another Thor movie. Which also means there might not be another Thor movie in the MCU, which, to be honest, I'm okay with. Of the original Avengers, I don't understand why they gave Thor the first one to have 4 of them. Obviously, I mean, they can't really do Captain America now with Steve Rogers unless you make it Captain America, get off my front lawn or something, but, like, you could have made one before now, or, you know, you could have a prequel or whatever, but to give Thor the first one to have 4 would have been fine if they would have, I don't know, had a better idea, or, in my opinion, if the Guardians of the Galaxy would have just stayed in the movie for longer than they did, I think it would have been more interesting, or if there wasn't a Thor 4 and you just have him join the Guardians to replace Gamora, I would have also been okay with. I have a couple more things that I remembered that I wanted to talk about, but I'm not going to set my camera back up the way it was because, I mean, it was on a candle, so I'm just going to hold it. The one thing I wanted to say is, hey, Disney, stop making So many Disney Plus shows, there's too many of them. I'm serious, it's getting kind of annoying. I haven't seen any of Miss Marvel because, I mean, it's Miss Marvel, I didn't really care. I kind of got done with it after Moon Knight, loved Moon Knight, it was amazing. But then, you know, you have Miss Marvel, haven't seen that yet, haven't seen any of She-Hulk, and I keep seeing people yell about She-Hulk, and oh my god, shut up about She-Hulk. Like, I see everyone, you know, calling out the show for being, you know, just woke nonsense or whatever. And then, like, I see one clip of an explanation that everyone's, like, super mad that she is, like, complaining about being catcalled or whatever, and everyone was like, oh, how dare they say that being catcalled is worse than what Bruce Banner has been through. And that's not even what the point of the scene is. The point of the scene is showing you that she doesn't have control of her emotions to the point that she says she does, like Bruce is trying to explain to her, but she's not listening to him because of her anger. That's the point of the scene. Y'all are just dumb.